Hello dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel Mathematics Prime. Today in this class we are going to discuss quadratic equation, what actually quadratic equation is and how we can identify a quadratic equation. So for this purpose, first of all we will discuss what is an equation. Equation, it is a mathematical statement. तो बच्चों क्या है ये मैथमेटिकल स्टेटमेंट which include sign of equality. Mathematical statement that includes sign of equality, that is known as equation. So as for this, you have already learned in earlier classes that equation, it has two sides. One is known as left hand side and other is known as right hand side. Both of these sides are balanced by means of this equality sign. Now after discussing the equation, we can directly go to our topic, that is quadratic equation. What actually quadratic equation is? Quadratic equations are those equations simply which can be written in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a cannot be equal to 0. Those equations which can be put in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, those are termed as quadratic equations. Now students, why is there the condition that a is not equal to 0? Because for time being, if we put a equal to 0 in this equation, then it will not remain a quadratic equation, because by putting a equal to 0, the term ax square, it will be equal to 0. So it will remain a linear equation in one variable, that is bx plus c equal to 0. If we put a equal to 0, then bx plus c, it will be equal to 0, because by putting a equal to 0, you will get ax square, that will be equal to 0, and the remaining equation will be bx plus c equal to 0. So it will not remain a quadratic equation. So that is why there arises the condition that is not equal to 0. Now this form, this is known as general quadratic equation, or you can say that it is also known as standard form of quadratic equation. Or also it is termed as second degree equation. हाँ बच्चों, second degree equation, इसको second degree equation के नाम से भी हम जानते हैं. So here if you go through this equation, you will see that there is a variable, that is x, involving in this equation. Now you see in different terms the constant term, that is c, it is free from the variable. After that it comes the linear term, that is bx, it has the variable x but its power is 1, and after that the term ax square comes, but here you see that the variable x has power 2. Therefore you can say that a quadratic equation has the degree 2. What is degree? Degree is the highest power of the variable. Involved in the equation, that is known as degree of the equation. So in other sense, we will say that if the degree of an equation is 2, then it will be termed as the quadratic equation. That is why it is termed as second degree equation. That is why it is termed as second degree equation. So a quadratic equation is that equation which involves the degree 2. That is, if the variable involved in the equation has the highest power 2, then it will be called a quadratic equation. Otherwise it will not be a quadratic equation. And further, you can say that the general form of the quadratic equation or the standard form of the quadratic equation, it is of the type ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Here b and c both can be equal to 0. B and C can be equal to 0, but A should not be equal to 0. Because if we put A equal to 0, then this will not remain a quadratic equation. It will be a linear equation. So therefore A cannot be equal to 0, but B and C both can be equal to 0. Here you see that A, B, C, these are real numbers, or A, B, C. A, B, C. What are these? These are real numbers, or you can say that these are constants. Real numbers are constant. For example, if you take the example, we can take the example as 3x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to 0. There are so many examples of quadratic equation. You can yourself construct quadratic equations, and after learning the quadratic equation, we will go for the solution of the quadratic equation. Yes, dear students, we will go for the solution of the quadratic equation. Now, students, you learned that an equation which is of the type ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a cannot be equal to 0, that is known as a quadratic equation. Now, here is another condition that how you can identify an equation to be quadratic. For example, you are given an example here, 2x plus 3 into x is equal to 4x plus 5. This is an equation, this is an example. You have to say whether it is a quadratic equation or not. You will check here, 2x plus 3 into x is equal to 4x plus 5. See here, first of all we will perform the multiplication, use the BODMAS here. So 2x into x is 2x square